What is going on, everybody? It's Carl here, and today we are going to be fixing all the reverse lights on the F250, and we're going to start out with the tail lamp housings, and we're going to put in a different style LED bulb in there. The ones I have in there now were from diesel LEDs, and they are complete junk. I mean, one of them only lasted like 2 years. The other one still works, but nonetheless, I'd like to have full backup lights again. So we're going to start with that. So I ran to AutoZone and I picked up the correct style reverse bulb. So we're going to take apart the tail lamp, and I'll show you the different style that's in there now and why I'm switching back to a OEM style bulb that just plugs in. So I got the housing unbolted from the box, and right off the bat I can see why this one didn't work. This one was literally unplugged, and the pin is just rotted away. It's just gone. So that's kind of concerning, because I see part of the pin is still in there. So we're gonna have to get some cleaner and try to scrape away all that corrosion in there, and hopefully it'll work. All right, after a little bit of cleanup on the contacts and everything, now we have a working reverse light. So that's good. I like that. And actually, with the reverse lights on, I don't think any of the other ones, none of them work, except this one over here still works, which is nice. I mean, that's super bright, man, compared to this one, but we'll find out when we get it in the housing. All right, so here's the comparison. This is obviously the diesel LED, very bright. And then over here, definitely not as bright at all. So I may end up trying to, in the future here, switch to a brighter bulb that is a 3156. I don't even know what these ones are. I don't remember, but I think it's because it's so bright. It's because it has the LED on the tip as well, so it faces out. I think that's why it's brighter, where these literally are pointed like this, so there's not much pointed directionally back. So, but for now, this will work. All right, I got this side working as well. Like I said, definitely not as bright. I guess down below it's better. But honestly, it'll work for now. We got both backup lights working. Really, what I want to do is I need to get new housings anyways, because I cracked this edge there a long time ago. But when we do that, we'll probably get better bulbs. So, but for now, we got working reverse lights. All right, so now we are on to the main thing that we need to fix, is these lower backup reverse lights. So all I did was I just snipped this one off near the pigtail, because we're going to use that pigtail end. We're going to depin it and then repin it with the new light. And so it's just easy to snip it off. So if I got to drive anywhere with this, at least the pigtail end will be protecting all the contacts on the inside. So, but what we got to do is we got to unbolt this, and then I got some bed frame angle iron over there that we are going to cut some pieces. Actually, we're going to cut the good pieces off, and then those will go in the metal bucket, and then we're going to make a little bracket about this size again, drill a hole so we can mount our light back to it. And then we'll have to grind off this end right here, and we'll have to re-weld that bracket on. So yep, so let's unbolt this, and then we'll just keep moving on, and then I'll unbolt that light as well. And we're gonna reuse this bracket over here. I'm not gonna do anything with it. And then we'll just cut the light up by the plug again, same thing. So when we're ready to wire everything up, it'll be pretty simple. So I got the bed frame angle iron here, and now we're gonna cut off pieces that we want to keep. So looking at this piece, that's probably just gonna scrap it, because it's got a lot of holes in it, and don't really like to make things with a bunch of holes in it. So I think we're gonna cut it right here, and then we got a nice good piece, and then we already do kind of got a pre-drilled hole here and here, and I'm kind of thinking maybe I will just cut 2 brackets out of those, drill the holes out a little bigger, and then maybe I will weld on the other side 2 new brackets. But so we'll cut over there, I'll cut somewhere in here, and then I'm thinking maybe on this piece I could possibly you know, there's a rivet here, and that would be the other rivet up there, but we can kind of cut in between and maybe get a couple pieces out of that just to have on hand. So I'm gonna do that quick, and then I got another one I got to do the same thing too, and then we'll make those brackets. I got all the angle iron cut up, and now I got my piece that I need to replicate. And so I got a little mini pick here. I'm going to scribe the metal so I know where to cut, and then we can cut them out, drill the holes slightly bigger to fit the new lights, and then we'll be ready to pretty much grind off the old brackets and weld the new ones in. I got the brackets cut out, and now I found a drill bit that's the right size that we need for the bolts. So I'm going to drill out these holes here, and then I can trim off the edges of the brackets so they're not so sharp. And then we can cut the old brackets off and possibly weld these on today. I don't know if I'm going to finish up this job today or not. I got the holes drilled to the right size that we need, so now we can go cut off the old brackets and then weld these in. I got the old bracket ground off, as you can see here. This is the back side of it. Pretty much just cut the welds just a little bit at a time, and then use the hammer the bottom off, and it's good to go. And I also prepped up the new brackets, so we got the right hole. They're both the same size. The edges aren't that sharp anymore, so now I'll cut off the other side and then clean it up, and then we'll be pretty much ready to weld these on. So this is the progress I've made. I welded on the new brackets, and I used a little, before I welded everything, I used a little self-etching primer just to coat the backside, you know, where you can't paint, you know, just to prevent more corrosion. Probably won't really help that much, but anyways, ground down the welds. And also what I went ahead and did quick, because it literally took 5 minutes, a light, but I unpinned the old connectors and pretty much put new pins on the wires, and then pretty much shoved the wires or the pins back into the case. So we are able to reuse this. We don't have to spend any extra money on new ones. But like I said, it took, you know, I got all the special tools for it, and it took like 5 minutes of light, not even. So those are done, everything's welded on. So now it's pretty much moving on to paint. I'll just sand around quick, and we'll paint everything, tape it off, paint it, and then we can come back later tonight, bolt everything on and plug everything in, and then that should be done. All right, everything is taped up and everything is scuffed, ready to prime. And then we'll wait, and then for like, I think it was like 15 minutes or something, and then we can spray flat black on top of that. So should look good. And while I'm waiting for primer to dry, I bought another license plate cover because my last one had a big crack in it that went up the middle. But I trimmed the bottom again to fit around these little pegs in here that hold the license plate. And well, we'll give it another go. I think the last time, the reason it cracked because I didn't grind out enough. So then that edge was catching on the tab while the other side was, you know, getting pushed back by the wind, and that's why it cracked. So hopefully this will be more solid and it won't crack, but only time will tell. All right, I went ahead, did 3 coats of paint. Looks very nice, so we gotta let it dry. Couple hours at least, and before we could touch anything. All right, so I let everything dry overnight, so we'll untape everything, and then we can bolt on the lights and pretty much plug them in and see how they look. Got both lights bolted on, they look great. So now all we gotta do is just plug them in and go. Yeah, they both work great. We got that one on, and then we got the 2 up top. And I do have a new one for that side because it's all cracked and there's a lot of condensation inside. So I I got a new one coming for up top. And so pretty much every reverse light is pretty much fixed, like I said, other than that one, but I got it coming. So there should be no problems, and can't wait to be able to see backing up in the dark again. It kind of sucked there for a while not having these, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked. And that'll end this video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate all of you. We're starting to get a lot of stuff done, and I'm ramping up to get the Camaro back and just start working on that. I got a lot of prepaid parts already that's already been sitting upstairs, just collecting dust. So, you know, we're moving. I can't wait. So please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.